Is there a secret way that you could burn more calories while walking or running without doing any extra work or relying on any fancy gizmos? It turns out that there is, and this is great news. This is Dr. Gregory Charlop, health and wellness coach, online telemedicine expert, and the author of Why Doctors Skip Breakfast. And I want to share with you some exciting, relatively recent research about how you can improve the efficiency of your walking and running without actually doing any more work. If you're out there and you're looking to burn more fat or burn more calories, and you walk regularly or you run regularly, it turns out that there's a simple trick, which is evidence-based, that will help you get more out of your walk or run. And here's what it is. Do it on an empty stomach. That's right, you heard me right. If you walk, brisk walk ideally, or run, and you do it on an empty stomach, it turns out that you will not only burn more calories during the event, but you'll also burn more calories over the next 24 hours, and you will burn more fat. It's remarkable. It almost sounds too good to be true, but it turns out that it is. When you go on an empty stomach, it turns out that your body processes exercise differently and it moves your muscles differently. And there's a lot of complicated things behind the scenes about how your body handles fat and things like glycogen. But the end result of it is what we care about, which is an hour of brisk walking early in the morning, if you go, say, before breakfast, will do more for you in terms of weight loss or calorie burning than an hour would after breakfast or perhaps after dinner. Now, I should say a couple caveats to this, which I think are important to know. One of them is, and you probably know this already, there's also research that shows that for the same distance, you will burn more calories the faster you go, the harder you try. When you think about it, our bodies have evolved evolutionarily to walk. We walk long distances, and truthfully, running wasn't really a regular part of our historical activities unless we had to. There was something chasing us. But walking, that's a different story. We walked all the time. Your bodies are efficient at walking. So if you walk faster, even if you go the same distance, you will burn more calories. And if you run, again, even if you go the same distance, you'll burn more calories than walking, but they're all great. The other caveat I want to say is, this doesn't mean that everybody should walk or run before eating. There are, oddly enough, some benefits of walking or running after eating. It turns out that when we eat foods, let's say an unhealthy meal, and you get a blood sugar and an insulin spike, that's what naturally happens when you eat an unhealthy meal, or really any meal. It turns out that if you walk or run after a meal, you blunt that blood sugar response. In other words, your blood sugar doesn't shoot up as high. And we think that's because when you walk or run or exercise after eating, it sucks that sugar out of your blood and into your muscles because your muscles are preparing to exercise and they need the fuel. So there are reasons to walk before or after. You could do either one. The take-home message is, if your main goal is to lose weight, that's the reason you're doing it, probably do it on an empty stomach. On the other hand, if you're diabetic and your main goal is blood sugar control, do it after a meal, especially after an unhealthy one. This is Dr. Gregory Charlop. Thanks for listening. I'm a wellness telemedicine coach available in California and Texas, and the author of Why Doctors Skip Breakfast, available on Amazon and Audible. And we will have more wellness tips coming at you real soon.